Hello, everyone. My name is Hanan. I am the district PR manager. And as Claudia could not make it today, I will do the introduction. So welcome to the Winners Academy. It's a series of online sessions that can help you to prepare for the contest. And today it's the fourth session. So far, we had amazing 3 sessions with incredible district winners who shared valuable tips, strategies, and plan that can help you to make you ready for the contest. Of course, I'm not alone in this Winner Academy team. I have with me Isidro Sousa. Isidro, it's the Division D director. He joined Toastmasters in 2017, and he won many titles in the districts. The evaluation contest in 2018, and 3 times consecutive district champion in the international speech contest, and he was the finalist of Toastmasters World Champion of Public Speaking in 2021. So before passing the floor to Isidro Sousa, I'm gonna share with you on the chat box a folder that gather all the voices of the month, all the district winners who share their stories. I hope that you can share them with members and clubs and whoever want to take this challenge and compete this year. So without any further delay, let's jump in. Let's make this session more enjoyable. So Isidro, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Hanan. Good evening, my family from Toastmasters. I'm thrilled to introduce Soulimane today. Soulimane Belhadj. I hope I said it correctly.
Belhadj.
Belhadj.
I'll challenge you. Belhadj. Yes,
yeah.
great.
It's not great, but I
know. I'm not perfect.
People understand.
Sorry for you.
I'm still growing up. Well, who is Soulimane? He's convinced that we can all overcome the roadblocks in our way, that we can all live better lives. That's why he has dedicated his life to being a promoter of positive change. His mantra, we live better when we choose how to live instead of just cruising on autopilot. As a certified coach, motivational speaker, and trainer, he is also an avid marathon runner and ultra trail lover, driven by a desire to push his limits to accomplish the impossible. After more than 30 years of involvement in the community, he founded the Diamond Society in 2020 to inspire and spark positive thinking, respect, gratitude, and entrepreneurial spirit among citizens. He is the current district champion for French speech contest. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, Soulimane, I will not say the last name.
No, don't worry. Thanks a
lot. My friend, Soulimane, my friend.
Yes, thank you, my friend Isidro, for this introduction. Thanks a lot. I'm so delighted to deliver this session, and thanks to Toastmaster family to give me this opportunity. All the opportunity they gave me for delivering different sessions at the fall summit in Marrakesh and also the spring summit in Aveiro. Yes, in Aveiro. And now in front of you, thanks for all the people attending this meeting. I would like to share with you André Gide quote. André Gide said, when you choose one way, you renounce to others. So when the fact that you choose to be there tonight with me to share little tips, you choose not to see football or to do other things. So thanks a lot for being there at this session. So the session of tonight is I will share my screen. Sorry. Yep. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
The PowerPoint's not, yeah, now it's the presentation.
Now it's the presentation. So the topic is the power of emotions in public speaking. So first of all, I would like that this session would be very interactive between us. So feel free to interrupt me when you want, or to ask me questions or to add something to my presentation, because it's not, I think that the best way to deliver this presentation is to be interactive between us. And I'd really like and prefer to do it like this. So first of all, why do you think this topic is important in public speaking? You can answer in the chat, or you can unmute your mic if you want.
Because without emotion, we can't engage our audience.
Yes. Thanks a lot. Yep. Other?
Without emotions, we cannot have an impact.
Yes, completely. No emotions, no impact, no impact. I agree with you, Edmund. Thanks. So I will follow. When we talk about the power of emotion, it's first of all to speak from your heart, because we are talking about your story, and your story, it's your one. We'll talk about different events you live in your life, and this kind of story, you can't lie about your own story. And that's why it's very important to talk your story, or to talk about your story, a story you know, especially. And for that, I would like to share with you a little story. During many years, I was a workaholic, working very hard, looking for success. And I considered success as having a lot of money, have a nice car, big house, good position in the society. And I was under pressure all the time. And things has changed when my father was diagnosed a tumor in his head. I fall down from the peak. I was completely shocked. I didn't accept that. Why him? He's still young. His doctor told us that he could die at any moment. He was laid on his bed. He lost his sight. He lost his voice, but he could hear everything around him. So I decided to take a new habit and to spend a lot of time with him, telling him about my life, about my challenges, about my children, about what matters to me. Sometimes he was smiling. And one day, he told me, "God bless you, son." What? I heard him telling me, "God bless you, son." I started jumping in the room. I was very happy. I was crying and shouting. Dad recovered his voice. It was the last time I heard his voice. But never mind. I consider that I have spent with him one of the best moments of my life. And just for that, I would like to tell him now, thank you, Dad. Well, this is an example of storytelling when you can share emotions. So I would follow my presentation by sharing you 3 parts. The first part is how to use your emotions in public speaking. First of all, as you saw me, the storytelling. Never mind if you are a professional speaker or not, I think that each of us have at least one story to tell to the audience. One personal story when he was young, when he was a teenager, story with his family, with his friends, professional story, no matter, but all of us have a lot of story. So it's very important to have this storytelling. And when you have this storytelling, to start thinking about what you are telling, what we are going to tell in your story. For example, when I write my speeches, my target is to feel the emotions when I write different words in my story. If I don't feel that, I consider that I can't share this emotion. For example, if I want to share an emotion of sadness, for example, or happiness, I have to feel it first by writing my speech. So I think that when you start thinking about, it's important to feel and to tell your story honestly, because it's not another one's story, it's your story. It's your own experience. Because you lived once in your life. And when you are on stage, I think it's the best opportunity for us or for you to share it with the audience. At the same time, to accept your vulnerability. Yes. Since we were young, we put some social masks on, okay? When we have to feel very strong, we are not able to cry, to show to the others that we are vulnerable. I don't think so. I think that when you accept your vulnerability, it's the best way to be respected by the audience and to feel the audience connected with you directly. Because public speaking, dear friends, it's all about a question of connection with the audience. You give them your hand and you go on your journey during 5 or 6 or 7 minutes. This is the public speaking. Because the heart never lies. If you speak from your heart, you can show to the audience what you feel, what you really feel, and to let yourself that people discover you more. And for that reason, it's important to show empathy with your audience. As I said, vulnerability and empathy can make you be more connected with your audience. So the second part, dear friend, is how we can deliver an emotional speech. First of all, is to develop an emotional message. As I told you before, you have to put the words and you have to put the sentences that you really feel and you consider that can help you to deliver a very emotional message and emotional speech. Because words have power. And I refer to a speech, an international speaker who won the international speech contest in 2015, Mohammed Kahtani, The Power of Words. I think that you remembered his speech. Yes. So the words have power. So feel free to put and to write everything that matters to you in order to make your words very impactful with your audience. To make your speech impactful, it's important to know your audience. Who is your audience? There are a group of men, a group of women, a group of students, fellow Toastmasters, because your speech has to be adapted to your audience. And you have to use the right words to be understood by your audience. So it's very important to know who is your audience. Other point is your engagement and your commitment to share message, to share an emotion. And indeed, Mohammed Kahtani in his speech, The Power of Words, was a very powerful speech because he proposes a lot of emotions. It was at the same time we laughed in his speech, we cried in his speech, everything was shared in this wonderful speech of Mohammed Kahtani. So it's important to show your engagements. But when you show your engagement, you have at the same time use an emotional languages. If you want to put this connection, this direct connection with your audience, the emotional language you have to share it on your face. You can see Barack Obama crying. Another one, it's not the same context or the same mindset, but he's at the same time sharing emotions. This is, as you know, Mr. Donald Trump. Oprah Winfrey. So when someone is crying, I think that even if you see a movie on your television or at the cinema, or we are on seeing to a speaker, I think that you feel sad when you see someone delivering a speech and crying at the same time. Because when you use an emotional language, you can create this emotional experience and emotional connection with your audience. And I think that is what we are looking for, all of us as a speaker. When you are on the audience and you have to deliver a speech in your club or to deliver a speech in the speech contest, there is this eye contact with each one who is present in the audience or in the room. And you look to all the people who are present and to see if your emotion is shared or not with all the people. So this is the different tips you can use to deliver a powerful speech thanks to sharing emotions. But there is one thing very important that I would like to share with you is how to control your emotions. Because sometimes the emotions are very hot, so we cannot control them. So the impact could be negative for a speaker. So I think that it would be interesting to share with you how you can control your emotions. First is to practice aloud. When you write your speech, you practice it and you read your speech aloud, and you see what are the words that are impactful on you. What are the words that can make you cry? And you have to train. I think that it could be interesting to train yourself to deliver this speech many times in order to control your emotion by telling these words or telling these sentences, in order to avoid the fact that you couldn't control your emotion. The second thing is to recognize your emotional triggers. If there are some stories that are very, very difficult to share, perhaps it could be interesting to use some words or could be, well, some words that can help you not be overwhelmed by this emotion. The third thing is to be careful with the eye contact. When I told you my story of these moments I shared with my father during the last 10 months of his life, thanks a lot. I was in front of a screen, so I couldn't see all of you. But I think that when you are on stage, sometimes it could be difficult to control your emotion, especially if, for example, there are some people in the room who share with you this story. I just remember, Yusafi, I don't know if you remember when you deliver your icebreak speech in the club and you share with us your story. Personally, I was very, very impacted by what you told us, and I couldn't stop myself crying. So I think that's sometimes it's better not to see people on his eye in order to control more your eye contact, to control more, sorry, your emotions. And when the emotion is very, very big, but just breath, and breath in order to relax a little more, in order to deliver your speech from the beginning to the end with the same targets. By giving yourself a break, which is linked directly with breathing. Sometimes silence is important in your speech. No matter if you can stop during 4 or 5 seconds. I know that we have 5 to 7 minutes in your speech, but it's okay if the emotion is very high, to give yourself 4 or 5 seconds to breathe, to give yourself a break until you follow your presentation. And the last thing, just don't over apologize. When we accept our vulnerability, we accept ourselves with our limits. And for that reason, we are just a human being. So no matter if there are some moments where we cannot control our emotions. So no matter if you to over apologize in your audience, just follow your speech. Just accept these emotions that are in you and continue your speech until the end, because when you are on stage, you are first of all sharing a message. I ever told this, I think, once. Delivering a speech, dear fellow Toastmasters, this looks like when you launch a bottle in the water, a bottle in the sea, and you put a message in this bottle. So like the police song, Message in a Bottle. I think that's a lot of you know this song. Message in a bottle, yeah. So delivering a speech, dear fellow Toastmasters, it looks like this bottle that you launch in the sea. And when you share your emotion, when you use your emotions, you give the opportunity to many people to open this bottle, to read the message you send in this bottle. And why not? To be inspired by your message. Because first of all, or before all, we are speakers. We have fun when we deliver a speech in front of this wonderful family with Toastmasters family. So we are all of us here to share emotions. We are all of us here to share our own experiences. And we are all of us here to be inspire ourselves, each other. And we'll finish with this quote of Mary Streep. The great gift of human being is that we have the power of empathy, and we can all sense a mysterious connection to each other. So let's continue of staying connected each other, and all this thanks to Toastmaster family. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Soulimane Belhadj. Is that correct now?
Yes.
Oh, great.
You won, Isidro.
I was practicing all the time when you're speaking. Thank you for these. There is no speech, no persuasive speech without emotions. And if you master emotions, you can master the stage. Not only the contest stage, but in so many situations. We are emotion driven, I would say. So now we open the floor for questions. You may ask questions by turning on your mic and asking directly with your voice, or if you want, you can write it on the chat and I will read it. Questions?
Hi, this is Roberto. I had a question. Well, Soulimane, first of all, thank you for your speech and this all this information and message. I think that it helps us a lot, and there's so much to process. And the speech, the short speech that you gave also is a perfect example of how to communicate emotions. I think that it builds on this connection between the speaker and the audience. So definitely it's such an important ingredient in any speech. My question was when you were talking about controlling the emotions, and because I think that there needs to be some delicate balance, at least in the sense that you want to convey emotions when you are delivering the speech, but then on the other hand, if that message is like so personal and deep for you, when you're delivering the speech, you may become emotional. In fact, this is something that happened to me today, just to be true. And then, even though the feeling is there and you want to convey all the things that is happening to you, but then because you are emotional, then it's like a filter and you are not able to communicate because you are emotional. So I wanted to maybe you could share some reflections on how to deal with that. On the other hand, I'm thinking that if you like repress your emotions, then things like maybe lose power and then maybe you're a little fake. So I think that I think that there should be some kind of balance, but
Yeah.
I would like your reflections and what is your thinking on this and maybe also how to deal with this, I guess. Right?
Thank you, Roberto, for your question. It's very, very interesting. Yes, it's very important to share your emotions and at the same time how to control your emotions. So you said something very important. It's the notion of balance. And I think when you deliver a speech is to find your own balance in order to be able to share your emotions, but at the same time to control it. Because I think that most important is to follow your message, to share your message from the beginning to the end. So if you want to really to share your message and to finish your speech by a call to action, you have to control the situation. You have to control yourself. And for that reason, I think that it's important to find your own balance. I know it's not easy to do it, but by practicing, by practicing your speech many times before delivering it, I think it's a good way and a good way, yes, to train yourself in order to find this balance when you will deliver your speech in front of your audience. I don't know if I answered to your question or not.
I have a question here in the chat from Kautar, I believe, from Casablanca. I have a question, please. When you want to write a new emotional speech, do you say to yourself, I don't know, I want my public to feel this kind of emotions, so I will say this and that, and you write your speech on this basis?
Yeah, thank you, Kautar, for your question. Well, when I write my speech, I think that's the first target is to feel myself the emotion first of all, because if I can feel this emotion, you can share it with your audience, because when you feel an emotion, you are authentic and you can share very quickly this emotion to find this connection with your audience. So to answer you about my own experience and how I prepare my speeches, I have to feel first the emotions. This is the most important. And after that, no, I don't know if all the audience will share the same emotion. If you're in front of 100 people, 200 or more or less, there are some people who will be more impacted by this emotion and others not. But the most important, how do you want to share this emotion? And what kind of emotions of emotion are you sharing with your audience?
Okay. I have a question on the chat. Then I
Yes.
will go for Othman and Imad after
Welcome,
that.
Kawtar.
The question from Samira is, how can we deal between sharing our emotions and not being overwhelmed by our moment feeling?
I think this Samira, no? This is Samira.
Samira.
Samira. Okay. Thanks, Samira, for your question. I think that your question is the same. I think it's the same as the question that asked me Roberto about this notion of balance you can find when you deliver in your speech, the balance between controlling yourself and at the same time by sharing your emotions. So I will answer you the same as I answered to Roberto. You have to practice your speech and in order to be able to keep the control of the situation, and at the same time to share your emotion and to find your own balance when you deliver your speech.
Othman?
Othman?
Yes, thank you, Soulimane, for this amazing conference. From knowing you so well, I know that even in simplified Chinese, you can get us emotional. Even if you don't speak a word in Chinese, my dear friend Soulimane. I am wondering, having experienced your speeches for so long in our club, in our division, you made us laugh, you made us cry most often, because you're an authentic person. You're the same outside Toastmaster as within. But you know, as another joke, I'm wondering, when you're having a professional presentation in front of your board of directors, and I know that Soulimane, you are a member of a board of directors, one of the biggest banks in Morocco. Do you make them cry as you do in our club? Give me your secret, how you do that, or it is different in a corporate setting.
Are you kidding with me, Othman? I think that Othman lose the connection. Oh, we are with us, Othman. Okay. I told you, are you kidding with me? Well, my friend, Othman, you know, when you are in front of in the board of directors, the message will be completely different than when you deliver a speech in Toastmaster. Well, we can share emotions, but I think very smoothly when you share emotions when you're in front of a board of directors. In order, if you are convinced that by a decision, you have to show to the audience by sharing an emotion that you are convinced by this decision. Even if all the people in front of you, they are not agree with you, but I think that when you show this emotional language on your face, I think it could be a good way to convince people in front of you to change the point of view about their decision. So we can use emotion, but well, I think that you have to be to control the way when you share these emotions, and to respect at the same time to adapt yourself to the context, I think.
Thank you. Now I will go with Susanna.
I thought that was me.
Oh, sorry, Imad, but you lowered your hand. I thought you didn't want to speak anymore. So go ahead, Imad.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, man.
Oh, sorry, Susanna. Thank you very much. much, Winner Academy. Thank you, Hanan. Thank you, Isidro, for really making us live again this dynamic of Winning Academy. So thank you very much, Soulimane, for this wonderful, I would say, speech and presentation. And my question is simple. I have gone through modest experience. When I was wanting to present my work, I was caring more about the content. Then I understood it's not all that much. Then I cared about myself. Then at the second stage, it's not about me. Then I understood it's about the audience. Now I understand it's to connect with the audience. So even if I have been missing Toastmasters activities since last spring conference, I would like to ask you about to connect with the audience. And I see some other fellow Toastmasters using the word authenticity. How can we amplify authenticity in front of fake emotions, or how can we mask emotions? Because I can notice some speakers sometimes want to connect, then it's not true emotions that they are exposing to the audience. My question is, can we fake emotions to pass the message? Thank you, Mr. Soulimane.
Thank you, Ahmed, for your question. Very great question. Well, I think that as I said in my presentation, the heart never lies. And when you share emotions, you let your heart unleash himself, and you let your heart speaking by himself. So sharing emotions is to deliver yourself, to unleash yourself, and to be just yourself as an authentic person with your limits, with your vulnerability. And I think that the audience, they feel that. They feel, and they are able to make the difference between someone who try to share the emotion and the other one who is just here to share his emotion very naturally. So I think that we are connected between us, and this connection between hearts exists. When you are authentic, you can share your emotion. When you are not authentic, you cannot share emotions, because all of us, we are connected. You can't lie. So just be yourself. It can tell you if you want to share your emotions and you want to share a message by using emotions. Just be authentic. I answer to you. You're welcome,
Yes,
Mr.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ahmed. Thanks for being here.
Susanna.
Susanna, hello.
Hello, hi Soulimane. Lovely to see you today.
Me too, Susanna. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for a lovely presentation. It made me think, and I'm sure everybody as well. But my question to you is almost the opposite question. And my conundrum is, when I improvise, it's very easy for me to speak from the heart, and I connect and I feel it and I vibrate. However, when I have a speech that has been planned, it's almost like the more polished I get that speech and the more I deliver it or practice it, the harder I find it to connect with the original intention and emotion. So it's almost as if that authenticity you talk about gets lost in the way. So my question is, do you have any tips that can help me connect at those times when actually it's even as if you're bored with your own speech and it loses some of that initial umph and power?
I will answer you, Susanna. Thank you for a question, but I will answer you by a question. Do you remember your speech at the division speech contest in Rabat?
I do, of course I do.
Do you remember the emotion you shared with us?
Yes.
It was a very great speech. So I don't know what you want to add more to this. If you remember, my
Your
daughter
daughter.
Ines was there, and she cried because you make us cry.
Because I felt it.
Yes,
And
because you felt. So I think that you have just to be who you are.
okay.
And to share the emotions the way you share them, because we cannot share the emotion the same way. Each of us has his own manner to share emotions. And your way is very wonderful.
But don't you think, but for me, I know sometimes I can feel it, and I think you feel it when you are, it's almost like a sound, a silent sound that we share with others when we go into that emotional place. But I somehow find it hard to replicate that on demand, because perhaps the same speech the next time, somehow I've just lost that and I don't know how to recover it. So I was just wondering if you had any particular, if you've experienced that before, and if you had any particular strategies to, because it is wonderful to connect, because you feel it and it's a joy, but I'm not in control of it.
There are two ways. The first one to change your speech, to choose another speech.
Yes. So that would be one.
And the second one, perhaps to change some words in your speech.
Okay.
Because we as a human being, we don't like the routine. We don't like to repeat the same thing. And I completely agree with you when you say that you can't share the same emotions. I live the same thing at the division speech context the same year in my speech. I realized that my speech was not very impactful at the division speech context than the area, because I repeated the same speech, but the emotion was not very impactful. So for sharing my own experience, I think that one of the ways is perhaps to change some words, to change some sentences in your speech in order to make it very powerful, and to let it very, very powerful. Yeah.
And that makes me feel better, because what I have been trying to do lately, and I may be sinning now at Toastmasters, is I don't stick to my words anymore. I have a plan for my speech. I have some clear ideas that I want to convey, and then I let the moment take me forward. And that, of course, is risky. I understand that, but it's what I have been trying to do, to try and keep the speeches fresh and connected, rather than just a little bit monotonous.
But by all means, Susanna, I very, very like the way you deliver your speeches. Just thanks a lot.
Thank you. But I have a lot I can learn from you as well. Thank you for today.
Thank you.
See
you soon.
We have room for one last question. Roberto, want to ask another question?
Yeah, actually not a question, but maybe to reflect on because Susanna, I think what you were saying, I kind of connect with this situation, and also what Soulimane was saying, in the sense that probably leaving some room for improvisation and this strategy that you were saying of maybe not fixing every word is a way to maybe convey also your message, right? I kind of feel the same, that because I have a tendency to remember word by word my speech, but then it's like loses that that spark maybe. So maybe unpolish the speech is also a good thing to do. So again, just to kind of comment the same on what you were saying. So thank you.
Thank you, Roberto.
Thank you, Roberto, Susanna, Imad, everybody who asked a question and attended this session, but especially thank you so much, Soulimane, for this wonderful presentation and showing the power of emotion. I'm from that school, the school of emotions. And I loved your presentation, maybe because of that. And the story you told in the beginning, so we can witness how to deliver emotion and then explain it. Wonderful.
Thanks for
Hanan?
you. Thanks for you. But if you can add something, Isidro, thanks for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to deliver this presentation, because we gain new experience and we share new emotions by sharing this kind of experience. And remember yourself, Isidro, in Marrakesh, at the Fall Summit, when you delivered us a wonderful keynote, when you taught us about your country and the special emotion you shared with us. It was a very, I think that Uthman was, well, Ahmed as well, were with us. It was very, very wonderful. And thanks for telling that you are from this school.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Don't make me cry right now. Okay.
It's not your target. Okay, let's laugh.
It's very easy. Yeah. So thank you, guys. I will give the virtual floor to Hanan to close this wonderful session. And we learned a lot. At least I did. Thank you, Soulimane. Hanan,
thanks a lot.
Please.
Thank you, Soulimane. I had many opportunities to meet you and to listen to your speeches at the area level and at the division level. And let me tell you that you have this ability to share your emotions. It's too easy for you. Something it's difficult for me, so I have to work very hard to show my emotions. And as you say during your presentation, we have to accept our vulnerability. So I will do that. And I'm very happy that you are our first guest in this Winners Academy sessions. Thank you very much, Soulimane. And I hope to meet you soon at the area level. And not at the area, at the division, at the division contest, yes, because we are from different areas. So thank you very much for attending today's session. But before that, I'm going to share with you our next guest, who's going to be, let me share my screen. Our next guest is Francisco Martins. It's the district champion of the Portuguese speech contest. He's a member of Invicta Club. So I hope that all of you will join us. It's going to be next Friday, the same time. He's a district winner for 2 times. So let's, if you have any, try to join us and try to ask him many questions as you did with Soulimane. So thank you very much. And with that, our session is concluded. Thank you very much. And goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank Hannah, Isidro. Thank to all of you for attending this session. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Thank you.